Get ready.
Yeah, gang of four cars went down. They look like they're all together. I'm glad I let them go past. And then he just up my backside as I'm trying to trundle my way up this. So here we go. Dun, 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 dun. The Applecross Pass. Hopefully there's a spot now where I can throw the drone up later. Okay, it is a bit gravelly. I was hoping it wouldn't be gravelly. And it's windy. Very windy. So yeah, you can see the little white signs there marking the passing spots. So the trick is to try and time it. There's a wave. You're in the 1%. Try and time it so that you meet up with these things when you're passing a car. Road normally impassable, weak road, single track, use passing places, passing place. Oh yeah, it is narrow. Yeah, this is much narrower than it looked on the street view in Google Maps. And I'm sure again it doesn't transfer to the camera. The camera's a wide angle. It makes everything look slower and bigger. Well, close-up things bigger and far away things smaller. Like Father Ted, these are small, those are far away. But yeah, you don't want to make a mistake here. There's just a drop here to my left. Literally the road is the width of my two panniers plus maybe a foot. Like you'd be hard pushed to get two bikes past each other with panniers, let alone a car. I don't know how a car gets past a car without the passing points. But this is narrow. And I'm only at the first bit. I haven't got to the Sharpies yet. That is, look, that's ominous looking. Now if I make a balls of these hairpins or fall over, you'll know because I'll have edited them out. I ain't gonna look stupid in my own video. I think there's 4 or maybe 5 of the really sharpy bends up this. So we'll count them down. Now I need to be more vigilant in cars. If there's 4 or 5 cars up ahead of me, it's not that bloody red joke that I overtook earlier. And it is with the 2 bikes on it. Oh, there's a car coming right up my hole. I don't want anyone up my hole. Excuse my French. It's alright for these lads in the four wheels. They have stabilizers. I don't want anyone pressuring me. So yeah, I need to be more vigilant for the cars coming down and pick my timing. Yeah, this surface isn't great. I can see now what the Mizzen flyer meant, that he didn't find much pleasure in it, that it was more of a challenge. There's nothing more nerve-wracking than a road with a sheer drop-off, no barrier beside you, you know, on a tiny little narrow road. Although the worst experience of that was, I think I mentioned it before, I was off with the club on the boring run, and I've done the pre-sleep run a few times, but I always go up it and then back down it. I never go down the other side because I'm usually heading back down for the Ring of Kerry, but he brought us over the far side of it, and then there's the hairpins are coming up now, and it just turned into this really sloppy, messy, slimy, slippy twin track with a drop similar to this off to the side, and you have to keep your wheels right on the track, the concrete bit. Right, okay, I need to concentrate for this bit now. Hang on, folks. That's one. That wasn't too bad. The road's getting narrower. I think I'll be up in the clouds soon. This one's another Sharpie. Just keep her in second gear. Should have stopped at that passing place. I don't want to get up behind these cars. They'll think I want past them and I don't. Bloody cyclists. Oh, the front one was a girl with a nice behind. There's a car coming down. Why is this lad pulling over? I'll take the next spot and then let that van come down and then let this lad behind me go. Jeez, look at where the parking spot is. That's right on the edge. There's no way I'm taking that. So the ground is tapered off. I'd be over the edge in a flash. I'll get past this van and then find another good spot. Okay, we're going into the clouds now. I should have turned on the altitude thing, but I need to watch the roads. Yeah, so he said that this felt more like a challenge, yo, Mizzen. I can see why. Yeah, this is it's seat of the pants, and you're clenching the old buttocks going up this. Now finally a barrier. But that doesn't really help, because if I was to fall over, I'd be trapped between the bike and the barrier, which wouldn't be nice. No, I can't, it's getting hard to see a good bit ahead now with the old foggeroony. Oh yeah. So luckily the sat nav has shown me the severity of the curves. But yeah, sure, jeepers, no point. I was going to throw the drone up, but what would you see? The inside of a cloud. Ain't nobody got time for that. Yeah, this is interesting stuff. So I think the worst of the bends are up ahead now. There's about, I think, 3 more. And I can't see jack shit. Oh, bit of gravel. What the hell is it here? I have to put up. I have to take up my dark visor. It's getting so dark. Yeah, I couldn't see with the fog through my dark visor. So, yeah, I can see the curves. 1, 2, 3 of them at least appearing now on the sat nav. Oh, that's a pity now with the fog. I mean, not only does it make it that just a bit more feckin' dangerous, I can't see anything. Alright, I have to go to first gear now. These peeps. And the problem is I can't see if there's anything coming down. I think there's, I can see a white light somewhere in the distance, so that must be something coming down. Is that why all these stopped? See, that's what makes this a pain in the arse, this fog, because nobody can see what's coming down, so they don't know whether to pull into the passing points. Which is not good. Not good for anybody. That looks like a Mercedes up ahead, I can tell by the lights. The white arched curved lights, if I'm not mistaken. That's what the missus drives. Oh, it's not. It's a Peugeot. You've nicked the same lights off as a Mercedes. Okay, so here's the first of the really loopy bends. And I can't see a feckin' thing. Actually, these cars in front of me are working out to my advantage, because it means they're forcing anything that might be coming down out of my way. So that's the first of the loops done. That wasn't too bad. Look at this lad. Gee, how would you cycle up this? You want to have lungs the size of an elephant. Jesus, and they're not young guys either, they're granddads. Fair play to them. Jesus Christ. I have to, I mean, I don't like cyclists, but you have to tip your hat off to somebody who's fit enough at that age to come on. I couldn't do that. I couldn't walk it. Here we go. Okay, concentrate here. Alright. So they have widened the corners a bit, alright. They're not alpine wide, but they'll get you up. Can't believe we can't see a flipping thing. Yeah, there's something coming down here, look. That's what we're all stalling for. So, another one, I think the last one now is coming up. Thank you. Yeah, there they go up it. Okay, okay, job done. Hey, ain't too bad. I think that's them all. I think that's all of them. The worst of them anyway. But the irony is I probably fucking slip off in the stray. Oh, touch wood, don't jinx yourself here. Actually, I know they're a bit slow, but these cars have actually worked out to my benefit there, I think. That sorted out any issues. Look, there's a lake there, I can't see it. Oh my god, I can't see anything. So we're at the highest point here now. This is where I was hoping to get the old drone Rooney up. Butcher. What would you see? Sweet FA. Where, yeah, so yeah, these cars are working out a treat for me. They're clearing the way, and they're acting as guides. I can just follow their lights and I can see where the road is, which is nice. I think there might be one or two more curvy ones on the downside, on the far side of this, but I don't think they're anything to be too concerned about. I think I've just done the worst of them, and they weren't as I had hoped. Weren't as bad as I thought they were going to be. I was stressed totally out about them. I must have watched 20 videos and everyone said they were tough. And I'm not great on the old corners, admittedly. And strangely enough, the older I get, the worse I seem to be getting. I'm getting more fearful going into corners, and which is strange. But yeah, so I'd seen, I mean, Resident Flyer said it was okay, but he felt it was a challenge. Richie Vida said it was okay as well. But then there was a few other guys then that I watched, I can't even remember their names, but they weren't too pleased with it. Okay, now there's just a sheer drop off here. This is nerve-wracking now. I mean, it's not difficult, but it is nerve-wracking. I don't like these sheer drops. No, even like that's about, I don't know, 6 or 7 foot. But that's enough to do a lot of damage. With a big heifer of a, I can't see a damn thing. The big heifer of a bike like this coming down on top of you. Oh yeah, now it's an even worse drop off. I am pretty glad these cars are here. Yeah, no, I'll be happy to be off it, to be honest with you. This fog is making it nerve-wracking. If it wasn't for these cars, I couldn't see shag all. The road's kind of blending with the fog. I'd hate to be the poor bugger in the point car up the front. No pressure, mate. I'd say everyone's doing the same as that, and he'll have the least visibility. He's nothing to follow. Or she. Don't be putting gravel in the middle of the road, people. Come on. It's enough of a challenge. Yeah, thank God my brakes are working. You definitely want your brakes for this. It's the UK's most inclinous route. So it's the steepest road. It goes right up, as the sign said, to 2,053 meters pretty quickly. Geez, you can get a bit dizzy just, you're so focused. It gets you a little bit dizzy. I'm concentrating so hard on trying to get past here. Oh yeah, she was cute. Thank you. Okay, this looks a bit better. No sign of the fog thinning out though. Oh, geez, okay, here's the hairpin down I was talking about. Yeah, you see, that's why for me, watching YouTube videos of other guys doing these type of trips is so important. Only for me, watching the videos of the guys, the Mizzen and Flyer, Richie Vida, all those other guys, I wouldn't have known what to expect here, and it just makes it that bit safer for you, that you know what it is you're getting yourself into. You can watch them actually do the route, you know where the danger points are. You can plan ahead of time, and it just gives you that bit more safety to the whole thing. Now this sat-nav is showing a few more squiggles here that I wasn't expecting, so I've just unproven my own point. There's another bike now behind me. There's one going up. Oh yeah, mate. Yeah, they don't look like they're hairpins. They just look like long winding bends. I'm surprised the fog is still here. I thought I would have dropped enough altitude now to clear this out. I'm hoping it'll clear by the time I get down to Applecross, because Applecross is right down at sea level. But we'll be going onto a coast road here. But this is what I mean. I said this yesterday. I knew that from today on we'd be on the really hard stuff. Jesus, my eyes are getting blasted out of it here. It's hard to keep my eyes open. They're watering like mad. On the wrong side of the road. I can't see a thing. Yeah, let them water, come on. It looks like I'm bawling, crying here. And you could see me, I'm bawling. Oh, I'm so emotional. But yeah, I'm hoping this fog will clear. It should just break any minute now, I assume, as I get lower and lower. Better, because I don't fancy driving in fog all day, although I'll take it over rain. It's a shame to come all this way and see feck all. No, it'll break. This is the microclimates I was telling you about, the top of mountains. Yeah, see, it's starting to thin out now, look. Yeah, this is just a long bend, it's not so much of a hairpin. Yeah, okay, this fog looks like it's starting to lift. I can at least start to see a good bit ahead of me now. Is that guy in the white car trying to overtake? I mean, you'd want to be one kind of special knob to try and overtake on this road. Okay, he keeps going really wide out. What's his dealio? Thank you. Okay. The fog is a-lifting. I'm right under it now, look. It's just above my head. That's incredible. I'll put my hand up, I can touch it. So that's it, people. That's the Applecross Pass. Definitely not for the faint of heart, but definitely not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Totally doable, even if you're nervous about corners like I am. But yeah, that was it. That was manageable. But it is an ass clencher, particularly if the conditions are poor like that. Not because of the corners, but actually because of the drops off the edge of the road. The road is narrow, and there's gravel traps here and there, and you have to be very, very focused and concentrate. You just make, you know how quick it is to make a split second mistake, and that's it, you're over the edge, and you'll have 3.5 or 350 kilos of motorbike and boxes crashing down on top of you. So, not pleasant. Here's a few more GS's. I tell you, GS's are the man for the job. Oh, same as mine. Hey lads, GS Kawasaki Versys, and I think the other one was Suzuki. I tell you, Ewan McGregor and Charlie Berman definitely spawned an entire new era of motorbiking. I think the dual sport adventure motorbike really took off after their documentary, me being a perfect example of that, ever since 2004. And you know, for me it makes sense. It's just the most, particularly if you live in Ireland or Scotland or somewhere, they just make sense. The roads are so poor in a lot of Ireland that a bike that can take up an awful lot of shock, carry two people and an awful lot of gear, it just makes sense. I mean, the same bike that brings you to work can bring you around the entire planet with little to no modification. It's incredible. It's incredible. For a huge engineering feat, I think. You know, I think the advantages that they have over all the other bikes is just phenomenal. The range, their ability to go on multiple terrains, you know, their capacity. It just makes sense. The only thing is, I wish they made them a bit shorter, because when you're a hobbit like me, a lot of these bikes are quite tall. Like, I've had to modify this one a bit so I can get as much of my foot down as I can. But the strange thing is, the bigger, like the 1200s are actually lower than the 800s or the 850s. The 850s are much taller, which is a shame, because I wouldn't mind. I tried the new 850, the Sport. Jesus, it's a ferocious thing. It's really fast. I mean, when I was buying this, I opted for the 1200 because I felt the 800 at the time was underpowered for two up and all the luggage. But that new 850 Sport will blow this 1200 off the road. It's just unbelievably quick, and because it's so much lighter, it's much more agile. So, you know, when it comes time to change, I'd have to seriously sit down and consider the 850. The only problem is, and the thing is, the 850 now has everything that the 1200 has, or the 1250. It has everything, you know, whereas before they didn't. But the 1250 is just such an amazing looking bike. It's particularly the rally version, or the triple back. It's just so beautiful. It would be hard not to go for that. Oh, my eyes are watering here now. I'm not going into the bend right. Look at this, dropping down into Applecross. And as predicted, the fog is lifted. So I can relax now for the rest of the trip. That was the bit that I was worried about, needlessly. So the pressure's off now. The only thing I have to worry about now is long days. Ah, come on, people. That's that fucking car with the bikes on the roof again, Nicky. Okay, you couldn't get past the yellow van. Oh, look at the deer. Jeez, there's a lot of deer over here. Yeah, I mean, you don't really see deer at home in Ireland unless you're out hiking. Look at them, there's a lot of them, a whole field of them. Wonder if they're livestock for venison or something. I doubt that they're wild. Yeah, unless you go, like, if you go up to the top of the Spink in Bealach, you'll see them there. Oh, I was wondering when these lads would make an appearance. The Highland cows, what the long hair. You hairy cow. That's the one time you can say that without getting into trouble. You big hairy cow. Another hairpin. Whee!